Hello and welcome to 3.0 TV. I am Vishakha Thakur. Artificial intelligence and crypto are two of the most talked about sectors in global markets right now. So as big tech dominates the space, a new wave of decentralized projects is trying to shift control and also open up access. So to help us understand the decentralized artificial intelligence space and how AI and Web3 can both be useful in today's financial world, I am joined by Mr. Shashank Sripada, the co-founder and COO of GAIA. He is a trained economist from London School of Economics and has managed over $7 billion in institutional capital, worked with the White House on economic strategy, and now he is building one of the fastest growing decentralized AI networks, GAIA, which claims to have nearly 700,000 active nodes globally. From Wall Street to Web3, Shashank is challenging the centralized AI monopolies and rethinking who gets to own, train, and also benefit from the next generation of intelligent systems. Welcome to 3.0 TV, Shashank.
Pleasure to be here, guys. Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you with us today. So, Shashank, you have worked with the White House and also have handled over $7 billion in institutional capital, as I mentioned. So, what do you think of the Web3 space and decentralized economy?
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly exciting. I think, I've worked across different industries: finance, consulting, politics. I would say Web3 is no different. It has its own politics. It has its own, way of doing things. But I would say that it's like any high-tech sector. It's looked down upon initially. They're seen as the wild children of business. People are jealous of the wealth that some people have created. But that being said, I think there's real builders underneath all of the hype. I would compare it to the dot-com bubble in the 90s. There's bound to be a lot of bad children, but there's some good apples amongst all of that hype.
So that's an interesting take. And today, how do you see White House's economic strategies evolve, with US President Donald Trump, of course, wanting to make the US a crypto capital or planet of the world compared to Joe Biden's era?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a political thing. I think right now what you're debating is whether the government can and should encourage technical innovation. I don't think it's a Trump or Biden thing. It shouldn't be political. It's a technology that's here to stay. I think Bitcoin just hit its largest inflows yet. It's hundreds of billions of dollars under in crypto right now. So Bitcoin itself is used the central treasury current backer for multiple countries now. It's not going anywhere. So it's silly to think that one party or another should be promoting it or not. I obviously, like others in the Web3 industry, I think I like the reforms to regulate, acknowledge and regulate the Web3 and crypto industries. What I personally root for. I think by regulating it and having the government acknowledge it, you're setting the boundaries and the rules of engagement, and that hopefully prevents consumers from, getting taken advantage of. Without such regulation, I think you increase the chances that people get burned. And I think as in India, I think it's some of the largest markets, huge tech markets, huge retail market. It's unfortunate that both the U.S. and India are laggards in this, but I think, hopefully that'll change soon.
All right. So, Shashank, right now, big tech giants like NVIDIA and Microsoft dominate the AI space, but many decentralized AI projects are also picking up momentum. So what made you bet on the decentralized AI space?
Yeah, I mean, look, I've worked on an AI company before. I was looking at the space. I was not happy with the highly controlled nature of it. I think no one should be. I don't think AI can be an oligopoly or monopoly as with the last generation of tech, your Googles, your Microsofts. So I'm extremely grateful for OpenAI and NVIDIA and Microsoft for encouraging the sector. It's going to change humanity I think, for the better. However, it'll only be for the better if it's done in a decentralized way. We're not here to compete against OpenAI or the NVIDIAs of the world. NVIDIA itself has an incredible leader position in the GPU space.
Right.
However, I think you need decentralized rails so that other open source LLMs, other open source frameworks, and on-prem, customized, censorship-resistant AIs also proliferate in parallel to OpenAI.
That's correct. There need not be any competition. Today itself, NVIDIA touched a $4 trillion market cap. That's the first company to do so or reach this mark. But then, yes, decentralized AI projects also need to come up. And why do you think artificial intelligence needs Web3, and how can both be useful in today's financial world?
Yeah, why does AI need Web3? I think, like I said earlier, you have a system right now that relies on a very few centralized providers of infrastructure for AI. A lot of people are building on ChatGPT and OpenAI's LLMs, which is really great. It's a great starter. However, I think GAIA has been targeted in proprietary knowledge sets of humanity. Your enterprises, your governments, your institutions, your individuals of the world who have proprietary knowledge. Most of humanity's proprietary knowledge are still under lock and key. They won't give it to another big tech giant, another monopolist to take their data and then profit off of it. People know the value of data now. And so you need decentralized rails to ensure that if they're going to share and monetize their data, they have a direct relationship with their customers, and that there's no other tech behemoth sitting between them and their consumers. Now, the implications on financial companies, I would say that a lot of these financial giants, where GAIA itself is backed by SIG Capital, Susquehanna, $190 billion hedge fund, they're classic examples of proprietary knowledge traders. These traders don't want anyone to know their algorithms, the proprietary trading strategies. But overall, I think the AI itself and decentralized AI specifically will help financial markets come closer to market efficiency. You'll never get to perfect efficiency, but I think right now, so-called algos of the last decade of AI were often very much rule-driven. Mm-hmm. So a lot of these simple AIs would execute massive sell orders, massive buy orders on very basic sentiment driven by tweets and Twitter and news headlines. You need context and you need analysis, and AI helps deliver that. And I think by doing decentralized manner, you are hopefully getting able to keep proprietary knowledge separate.
Right. Now, coming to your platform, the decentralized AI platform GAIA, you claim to have over 700,000 active nodes. Can you please break down the network for our viewers, who's running them, what kind of projects are being built?
Yeah, we have 700,000 plus nodes globally. I think that just goes to show how easy of a framework we are. At our core, GAIA is an open source developer framework. It's a few lines of code, helps you set up your own agent nodes. We make it cheap, easy, and quick to build and deploy agents, and then help share and monetize them over our inference network. You can think of us as a Stripe for setting up AI agents. The secret sauce there is our Wasm Edge runtime, which our chief scientist co-created and co-maintains with the Linux Foundation. You can plug in any open source LLM you want, and it'll fine-tune to any hardware you're running underneath it. It maintains that regardless of what hardware. So you could run it off 8 gigabyte CPU all the way to NVIDIA or AWS or Bittensor on the Web3 side. It just works. And the inference network, we allow you to share, monetize, and validate inference on chain. So we use blockchain to share inference in a validated and immutable manner. And we do that through a domain node architecture. For example, University of Berkeley has its own domain. It's essentially a TCP/IP router that routes you any traffic that is accessed through a Chrome browser, for example, to the mix of agent nodes underneath it. So all the professors are running agent nodes there. So if you have a chemistry question, it gets routed to the chemistry professor's agent node, and they can essentially any additional compute that node needs can be bolstered internal or external to that domain. So in that way, we allow people the efficient coordination of inference and the efficient monetization of knowledge.
So we have seen a lot of decentralized projects have their own blockchain. Do you have your own blockchain?
We are not our own blockchain. We're not an L1 or L2. You can think of us sort of a consensus layer. We're omni-chain. We'll work with any other blockchains, any L1s or L2s. We even allow, through our eigenlayer AVS, allow other chains to stake their tokens on Gaia to maintain and validate different domains and nodes. And they can launch their own agents and agent fi, agent coins on top of Gaia. So we coordinate. We coordinate ML. We match ML compute with ML models very effectively, and we also match inference. And we're launching our MCP registry soon, so to make efficient communication between agents even more priority.
So you spoke about your project. So can you please tell us about some upcoming updates or your future roadmap of Gaia?
Sure. Gaia, I think, beyond the node total, our vision is that, we think there's going to be more agents than humans in the next 2 to 3 years. It's happening as we speak. These agents will all need KYC, AML, banking, wallets, legal. We've been building the infrastructure to make that reality happen. And that starts with all the partnerships we've done, all the pilots we've done. We've done pilots with Qualcomm, NASA, Fitch Ratings, Berkeley, LA Fashion Week. We're working on TikTok Shop and a few other partnerships here. I think the next step is really education and adoption. We are going to be launching our inference network soon. However, post launching the network, it's going to move quickly to enterprise and IP adoption. We have some signature projects, enterprises that everyone globally would recognize that are trialing us out, that will be launching us. We encourage everyone to build with us, and we'll be launching venture funds, venture studios, accelerators, all the support that others need to learn about agents, deploy them, and use them to monetize their own businesses. We see the difference between OpenAI and ourselves as, OpenAI ChatGPT is a convenience tool to help you cheat on your homework. Agents and the agentic economy that's coming are how you interact with your customers, build businesses, actually create followers. So I think I encourage everyone to take a look at it. We are going to be there in the next 12, 24 months, encouraging everyone to build businesses on Gaia and agents. And you'll see some fairly large names and fairly large IPs, be announced.
So Shashank, we'll also talk about the VC funding now. In Q1 2025, in fact, the AI sector witnessed billions of dollars in VC funding. In fact, $126.3 billion across more than 7,000 deals. So, in fact, $40 billion was itself raised by OpenAI. So what's your view on VC funding in AI?
I think I encourage it. It's as with any new technology, you need a surplus of capital, an inflow of capital to encourage that technology to be adopted. You need the platform for entrepreneurs to trial and fail. In terms of VC funding going to OpenAI specifically, I don't view that favorably. I personally, and also firm-wide, we believe that LLMs, the LLM race itself is a zero-sum game. DeepSeek exposed that a few months ago
Correct.
when it released its own models. We think that, supposedly DeepSeek was trained for $6 million, might have been subsidized, but still it's open source. So once it's out there, the world can use it, train other models on it. We think that there'll be cheaper and cheaper models used for smaller and smaller applications. Not everyone needs a large learning model. We're focusing on the alternative uses. If you think as OpenAI as kind of Yahoo.com in 1999, it's doing sports, finance, news, entertainment, everything. But we think the rest of the internet needs to develop. So we encourage both VC investors and builders and developers to look at the rest of the applications. I think anyone can be their own AI company. OpenAI will always be there. It'll be always useful, probably. But we think that the rest of the internet needs to develop. We need a website that only talks about finance. We need a website that only does sports. We think that potential is there. We're trying to enable other companies and individuals to build that vision. So we're sort of the last mover advantage here. We just want to build the rails to encourage others to build their own AIs. And we encourage venture funding will probably, move towards that applications.
So we see a lot of projects coming up, and in fact, during the quarter, you also mentioned about DeepSeek. Such AI models are coming up. How do you see this competition shaping up globally?
Globally, it's going to get more intense. There's thousands of models on Hugging Face. Once again, like I said, I don't think LLMs are the be-all, end-all of what you consider AI. I think it's agents. Building a business on agents is going to be the next internet website or the next app, right? Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, all these companies were built on apps, right? And before that, you have a whole host of .com companies that thrived. So we think agents are going to be that delivery and that global competition of AI. LLMs, there'll be a few winners. There'll probably be a proliferation of open source models where, like I said, it's a zero-sum race. So eventually, you don't need the most perfect LLM model to build your business, right? You just need an LLM that works for you. So if University of Berkeley wants to release a chemistry AI, they don't need to pay OpenAI tens of thousands of dollars potentially. They can just train it on-prem with a smaller, tailor-made learning model that's for chemistry. And on top of that, I think the other competitive factor here is the GPU race. NVIDIA clearly has a monopolistic position right now. We don't see that changing anytime soon. However, by enabling on-prem agents and applications, by enabling lower weight, lightweight models for other AI companies, you don't need to use very expensive NVIDIA chips all for that. The model of cloud-based compute via OpenAI and NVIDIA is incredibly expensive. Most countries can't, and most companies can't get NVIDIA chips.
True.
So how do you compete as a third world country or developing nation or even a large company in a developed nation like the US? You need to be able to compete and without all that GPU, and you don't even need that GPU space. It's like using a jet engine to go around a street. So that's another kind of competitive factor here.
Right. And now we have also seen that the decentralized compute networks, Akash, you mentioned about Bittensor, they are gaining traction. If we talk specifically about the market, so AI sector market cap today sits over $27 billion. We have seen NVIDIA hitting an all-time high. So, and also there are major rallies in AI tokens. So which other projects you think actually provide real utility in compute, data provisioning, or maybe coordination today?
Yeah, I mean, we love Bittensor, we love Akash and all the DeepIn providers. We actually work with a lot of them: Filecoin, IONET, DeepInX. we're delivering customers to them by enabling developers and consumers to develop their own agents, and then rely on these deep-in providers for that compute. We are delivering their customers because they have massive capex and opex. Overall, it is a tough job for them. They have to compete against AWS, right? They have to compete against some of the largest companies in the world when talking about compute. However, I think they're up to the challenge. We're up to delivering customers to them as well as others. And, it's incredibly important going back to decentralized AI in general, that this alternative infrastructure develops and sustains so that it's better for the humanity, I would say.
Right. And also talking about AI agents, these have been said as the narrative of 2025, but AI agent-focused tokens still sit at around $4.5 billion market cap. So what's stopping the full-scale adoption of autonomous AI agents? Is it tech limitations, lack of trust, or regulatory gaps?
I don't know. I don't know about regulatory caps. I wouldn't judge the success of a sector based on the market cap. Because that market cap is mostly filled with meme coin agent frameworks, right? Just because an AI meme coin is only at $1 billion, I wouldn't judge the future of the agentic economy on that market cap of that. I think really that's just a lack of adoption, lack of recognition. Part of our job has been since a year ago inventing the wheel while educating people about the wheel. Last summer, people didn't even know what agents were. They thought we were a deep-in provider. I think over the winter, people found out about agent meme coins that brought the term into fold, and I actually am grateful of that because people have widespread recognition of the nomenclature, at least. I think the next step is showcasing real use cases of what agents can do, both to the Web 2 and the Web 3 community. We think that agentic adoption is the next step of Web 3 adoption. The two are the same. Until now, I haven't been able to confidently answer why would you use blockchain over a traditional method. But because for the reasons I just said earlier, censorship resistance, decentralized compute coordination, decentralized inference without, big tech sitting in the way. The Web3 is the only way for a lot of Web2 and Web3 enterprises. So I think the more education you have, the more builders you attract, the more entrepreneurs. We're working on a zero code or no code kind of software to help deploy agents. I think that's going to see other people building businesses, whether it's B2B or D2C, using agents, and that's going to be the big adoption point. So I wouldn't say the initial meme coin agent adoption is a good sign.
All right, and in future maybe we can see the use cases evolve. But how do you see AI agents redefining the future of trading?
Oh yeah, hugely. I think agents in general are going to displace very large corporations, I would say, in favor of small, medium businesses. Just a quick example, like when I speak, I always give people the challenge, like we have the technology now for you to train your agent. Tell an agent to go read every finance textbook in the world if you want. Tell it to read Warren Buffett's textbook, go read Steve Jobs' textbook, biography, and then go start trading. That agent can create sub-agents, one that follows crypto and crypto Twitter, one that follows tech, one that follows commodities, bonds, equities, and then you can tell that agent to formulate a strategy for a semi-conservative portfolio and go trade. Right? It can do that. And then once it succeeds, you can charge others in your community to trade on their behalf, right? You've trained an agent with your knowledge of it to achieve success. You can charge for that. That's a small, medium business that can generate millions of dollars in revenue and it's going to disrupt the trading economy, right? It's going to disrupt auto traders. It's going to disrupt institutional hedge funds. A few traders or even financially inclined or macroeconomically inclined people can actually just create their own trading company. So I think that's an interesting outcome of this, and it can apply to many other small industries globally.
Right.
And then, but specifically trading in general will also hopefully, like I said, help achieve a more perfect market by better contextualized, better knowledged traders executing trades versus broad algo trades.
But don't you think there are certain risks involved too while using AI agents for trading?
Yeah, I mean, there's a risk always, but no one asks that. It's funny that people ask that question when it comes to AI agent traders, but they weren't asking that for the last 2 decades, 3 decades with AI algo trading,
Algo
right?
trading, right.
Some of that algo trading has seen incredible volatility introduced into the global markets. Just because a one tweet from some president somewhere may have said that they're going to do something, the entire market sells right away.
Right.
Or just because one financial metric triggered a stop loss, entire institutional banks, institutional asset managers trigger a stop loss and dump billions. That's not a very perfect market. That's a incredibly volatile, introduces incredible volatility, and then those, if you're relying on pensions and retirement accounts, those accounts are all selling incredible amounts of their of equities into FX and bonds, and then buying back once the normal hedge fund traders have made incredible profits, right? I don't think that's necessarily a perfect market. I think an agentic trader may do better, and I would personally trust my retirement account to be auto traded by an agent I've programmed than just lazy stop losses at institutional firms.
Wow, that's quite interesting. So thank you so much, Shashank, for being with us and sharing all the insights. It was wonderful having you on the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.